Have you ever walked away from a negotiation thinking, I could have handled that better? Maybe you spoke too much, reacted too fast, or took something personally. The truth? Most people don't lose negotiations because of lack of skill. They lose because of ego. That small, invisible voice inside whispering, you can't let them win. But here's the paradox. In negotiation, the harder you try to win, the faster you lose. Because the real victory doesn't come from ego. It comes from control of your mind, your tone, and your emotions. Today, we'll break down the ego trap and how to master negotiations by mastering yourself. Ego is not confidence. Confidence comes from preparation. Ego comes from insecurity pretending to be power. Ego blinds you. It makes you hear what you want, not what's being said. It forces you to speak just to be heard, not to create understanding. When ego takes the lead, you stop seeing the person, you only see the opponent. And the moment negotiation becomes a battle of dominance, trust dies quietly. The best negotiators remove ego from the table so clarity can take its place. Once ego steps in, logic steps out. You stop analyzing and start defending. You focus on how you feel instead of what's real. Emotion clouds perception, and perception is negotiation's lifeblood. The side that stays calm always controls the conversation. Remember, composure is communication. The quieter you remain, the louder your control feels. Many people mistake ego-driven victories for success. They win arguments, but lose opportunities, relationships, and trust. Negotiation is not a verbal boxing match. It's emotional chess. Every word should move you closer to understanding, not domination. In business and in life, winning isn't about being right. It's about creating outcomes that work for both sides. That's how professionals turn conflict into connection. The best negotiators aren't talkers, they're listeners. They understand that silence makes people reveal more than pressure ever can. When you truly listen, not to reply, but to understand, you collect invisible data, tone, hesitation, word choice. These are clues ego-driven people always miss. Listening isn't passive, it's tactical empathy. It gives you power without noise. Attachment breeds anxiety. Detachment breeds power. When you need the deal, you lose control. But when you're okay with walking away, you project confidence, and confidence shifts the balance. The paradox of negotiation is this: you win more when you're not desperate to win. Detachment is the mindset of the masters. Before you enter any negotiation, look in the mirror and ask, do I want to win this argument or win this deal? If your goal is to prove yourself, ego has already hijacked the conversation. If your goal is to create value, you've already begun to win. Self-awareness is the first step to control. Silence isn't weakness, it's pressure in disguise. Most people fear silence and rush to fill it with unnecessary words. Smart negotiators let it work for them. Because in those few quiet seconds, the other person's thoughts start speaking louder than your voice ever could. The one who stays calm controls the frame. Negotiation isn't about faster speech, it's about slower reactions. Your calm tone tells the other side, I can't be provoked, I can't be manipulated. That's real leverage. Not the loudest argument, but the quietest confidence. Empathy isn't about agreeing, it's about understanding. When you make the other side feel heard, they drop their defenses. Once defenses are down, logic can enter, and that's when real negotiation begins, not between egos, but between humans.
Words shape perception.
Here's what we've observed. What if subtle shifts like these disarm resistance? Negotiation isn't as much about how you say it as what you say. Not every ego is your enemy. Sometimes it's your teacher. When the other side's ego shows up, don't fight it, feed it strategically. Let them feel respected, heard, and acknowledged. Ego wants attention, not opposition. Give it attention and watch it calm itself. Negotiation isn't decided at the table, it's decided before you even sit down. Research the other party, understand their needs, anticipate objections, and know your walkaway points. Preparation gives you freedom. When you know your limits and possibilities, ego has less room to interfere. A well-prepared negotiator doesn't react, they respond with precision. Remember, strategy beats impulse every time. Negotiation isn't just words, it's behavior, tone, and presence. Simple gestures like nodding, maintaining eye contact, or pausing before answering convey respect and control. Micro-behaviors can soften tension, build rapport, and create subtle influence without a single argument. Negotiation is a dance, and every step, no matter how small, sets the rhythm for the outcome. The right questions give you influence without confrontation. Instead of telling someone what to do, ask questions that guide them toward the outcome you want. For example, instead of saying, "You should lower the price," you could ask, "How would adjusting the price help us reach a deal that works for both of us?" Questions create curiosity, reveal hidden needs, and lower defenses. They make the other person feel in control while you steer the conversation strategically. The best negotiators know asking is more powerful than arguing because curiosity opens doors that force never can. Every negotiation, win or lose, is a lesson waiting to be learned. Ask yourself after each discussion, what triggered my ego? Where did I lose composure? How could I have guided the conversation more effectively? Document these reflections and patterns. Over time, you'll notice subtle shifts in your behavior and in how others respond to you. Remember, negotiation mastery isn't about one perfect deal, it's about continuous improvement. The masters don't just negotiate, they evolve, adapt, and grow with every interaction. Negotiation is never about the product, price, or terms, it's about psychology. And the one who masters their inner world always wins the outer one. When you walk into a negotiation with calm, clarity, and control, ego becomes irrelevant. You stop chasing power because you become it. Remember, you don't win negotiations by overpowering others. You win by out-centering yourself.